I'm gonna go over the basics first. I'm gonna put timestamps, so if you already know what every move does, you can immediately skip to them. First move, M1. It can't be spammed like the rock M1, and it has a longer cooldown. Next is shift space. It forms 3 objects which you can throw while holding shift. Shift down is the grapple, which will pull your enemies towards you, and shift up is your wave. Shift right click is your shield, which will block all damage and essentially acts as a normal block. And shift left or right is a little slide. Important thing to note is that there's 2 unblockables. Unblockables are just moves that can't be blocked, and that is the wave and the slide. There is a bar, because as you use moves, this bar gets lowered and lowered, and you need to press shift to refill the bar. For M1, it's gonna be like any other M1, so this one isn't too complicated. For shift space, it's similar to the M1, you can't control where it goes in a straight line. It's mostly used as a combo extender, which I'll show you later. Okay, now we get into the bread and butter of this moveset, the grapple. A lot of people use this to start a fight, but later on, people will catch on to that move and they'll start blocking more. So what I recommend is save this later for a combo. But the thing about the grapple is that you can freeze it. And what this does is instead of grappling the player or enemy towards you, it will instead stun the player where they stand. Now, I don't see many people use this, nor do I think it's useful, because a lot of good players that I see don't ever use this. So I wouldn't recommend using, especially if you're a newer player, because it's kind of hard to pull off. Next is the wave. Although it's slow, it covers a lot of area and you can control it. Again, this is best used in a combo, but because it covers so much space, it can be used defensively. If there's an aggressive opponent, use this against them when you are backing off, because as a water bender, you need to back off at times to regain your water, and that's hard to do while there's an aggressive play style. Another thing about the wave is that you can freeze it just like the grapple, but I would not recommend doing this, as I'll show clips. If you freeze them, it will create a wall between you and him. So if you want to follow up that wave with more combos, that ice wall will actually block your grapple, your shift space, any move essentially. Next is the water slide. Again, use best in a combo, but how I usually use this, and I will save this as a last resort dodge. If you used both your dodges and you don't have any left, I sometimes use this as a dodge, or I'll use this to dodge into a player that blocks a lot, because again, a slide is a unblockable. Next is the shoot. It's essentially the water version of a counter, but the only difference is when people attack the shield, nothing happens. But when the shield is frozen, that's when it does 5 damage and stuns the opponent. When your enemy is comboing you and he does his 3 M1s, I'm gonna put up a clip of me doing it. If he chooses to do a down slam or any move after those 3 M1s, there's a split second that you aren't stunned and you can put up your shield and stun them, and then you can combo them. Now I'm gonna go on to the combos. There are a lot of ways you can do them, but this is the go-to combo that I do. I'm gonna slow down the combo, but in a real fight, you will do it much faster. So you do your first 3 M1s, then hold shift and do a water M1, then slide, I missed, then slide, wave, grapple, do 3 more M1s, shield, stun him, a water M1, or do shift space. Now this is the sped up version. After I was done with the combo, I had no water left, or essentially just a tiny bit of water left. At that point, you probably want to back up or just get away just so you can refill up your water bar. Now of course you can do these moves in a different order, but this is just my go-to combo most of the time. Now I'm not the best waterbender. I only have like almost 200 kills. I've seen a lot of better waterbenders before that had like some then on the leaderboard have like 2,000 kills, which is crazy to me. This video is just to show you the very basics, and I try to make it easier with the timestamps and just show you some beginner combos. Well, not beginner, but you understand. Anyways, that's the video. Goodbye.